your mission, should you choose to accept it. I do quite a bit of work for this channel, and I'm going to leave this little bit of work to others. You can choose to have a go at it or not. You may or may not even be interested in the answer. But a while back I was talking about pH and nutrient absorptions, and I specifically was looking into at what point phosphorus drops off, and I'll put a link to that video at the end. But due to a comment, there's a thought. When we're talking about nutrient absorption, there's an assumption, and probably rightly so, that we're talking about the absorption at the roots. Yeah? Which is where we normally assume our nutrients are going in. But I also had a chat on Sunday. Oh God. Let me just shut that down. Right, where did I get to? Or I was rudely interrupted. Yes, I was talking about photosynthesis, and part of the process requires exchanges through the little holes in the leaves, the stomata, and gases are actually drawn in through those little holes, which is where the CO2 gets into the plant, being a gas. Yeah. So unlike nutrients down at the roots, we're talking about dissolved into a liquid, whereas CO2 is a gas. Therefore, it's air. Now, what else is in that air? Well, we know the components of what air is made up of, but you have to bear in mind most of our orchids are growing in very humid atmospheres. Where does that humidity come from? Well, it originally starts out as rain, doesn't it? And the rain falls and it hits the trees and it goes down onto the ground and all over everything in the forest and makes it wet. And due to the temperature, it turns into humidity. Now, if that humidity has come off the forest floor, would it have nutrients in it from the decay on the forest floor? Yeah. Now we know that that decay and everything is on the forest floor, and anything that's got its roots down in that is going to get nutrients. But what about the humidity? In other words, the evaporation. Has that got nutrients in it? Now the question, that's not the question. The question, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is if humidity has nutrients in it, and it's absorbed into the plants through the stomata, does the pH matter? Now, if you can find the answer to that specifically, I'll be impressed. But I'm not going to go and look for it. But I really would like to know, because if nutrients are in the humidity, actually dissolved within that humid air, and the plants are taking in the air through the leaves, in theory, those nutrients are also going in at the same time. Therefore, they're already in the plant. The pH matters down at the roots because there's an exchange that takes place between, I'm not going to explain it, it's complicated, I'm not even sure I fully understand it, but there are differences between what's inside the root and what's outside the root, and there's ions and exchanges going on, and the pH matters. But would it matter if those nutrients were getting in through the leaves or not? This video will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Where you go.